Hey everyone, welcome back to the BuildX channel. Today we're going to be going over the removal of the air conditioning unit from our 2004 bus conversion project. Just to start off, this was a massive endeavor. Definitely not something I figured would take this long and this amount of work. But let's just jump right into the time lapse and I'll kind of explain what's going on as it happens. So to start out, I really had no idea how I was going to tackle this. It was so difficult to figure out what needed to be removed in what order. It seems like this unit was kind of put in place and the bus built around it almost. There was definitely some areas where it, like on the unit itself, it looks like it could have been placed in with a forklift. Or like some kind of pallet truck of some sort, and that's how it was put in, and probably how it was meant to be removed. But as you can see here, I break out the trusty grinder and try and grind away. At this point, I still had no idea how I was gonna approach this, and I was just tackling everything I could. There was definitely a lot of contemplation on this whole project. So at this point, I decide to hook up a handy chain and a come along and see if I could rip the thing out myself with just pulleys and some brute force. The bus had other plans, and it did not in fact work. So I continue to try and chip away at bolts and nuts, and everything's all integrated, and it was just so complicated how integrated this unit is into the bus. And the frame of these things are just absolutely solid. So next you can see that I've decided to up the level of force that I'm going to exert on trying to pull this unit out, and we get the bus involved and start physically driving it away. Was it my best idea? Maybe not. Was it the safest? Definitely not. But it got me a lot more progress than a grind or a sawzall. So at this point, I'm just trying to find any kind of leverage point to hook this chain up to. And time again, every time I hook the chain up, it would just either shear the metal or shear a bolt, and it was always one little piece. It's never the whole thing. At this point, I was able to cut a hole through the main condenser radiator thing, but into the cab itself, which gave me a place to loop the chain around. Bit by bit, I slowly started to get it. And here we're coming up to the second biggest part. There we go. So that at that point, I was able to get the radiator out. And that's the condenser rad. So the actual radiator for the bus engine is on the side. So this whole unit is completely separate. At this point, Monday morning rolls around and I'm able to get some reinforcements and more professional help. So here they're doing what I should have done over the weekend, which was remove the grill on the top, which is the air intake. If I had have managed to pull the whole unit out on the weekend, it probably would have been bad and probably would have compromised some of the roof structure. Here I am doing my supervisory, pretend like I'm working kind of stance. At this point, we had figured out there's 2 or 3 more bolts holding it to the frame, and we're slowly disintegrating things around them to be able to get to them because they're so hidden and compact and tucked away that they're next to impossible to get at without destroying other stuff in the unit itself to get to. I'm sure a professional bus company would have been able to do this pretty quick. We are not a professional bus company, so brute force it was. We finally get the last of them out. Right there. Now it's time to hook up the chain and pull the whole thing out. And boom, that is how you remove an air conditioner from a 2004 bus. Thanks all for watching, and we'll see you next time.